For the activity number 11 is to explain the parts of the practice section. So the first part was different between logos, pathos, ethos, and kairos. So what could I find is that logos is appeal to logic and reasoning using data, facts, statistics, and structured arguments to persuade. This is useful for all of these. All of these are useful for speeches and to give discourse. Ethos appeal to the speaker's credibility, demonstrating expertise, authority, or moral character to build trust. Pathos appeal to emotion, engaging feeling like empathy, fear, or joy to connect with the audience. Kairos appeals to timeless seizing the right moment for our context to deliver our message most effectively. And the next part, it was about analyzing an article and explain what is the device. So alliteration was repetition of initial consonants sounding closely, position words, and not rhythming or emphasis. And continue to the next part. And 5 ways to improve your rhetoric skills. Know your audience. Customize your message to their preference and needs. You need to be very prepared of what kind of audience are you going to present. It's gonna be all a young audience, adult audience, infant audience. You know what kind of language you're gonna use. Use all 4 rhetoricals: appeals, integrate ethos, logos, pathos, and kairos effectively. Consider choose style, tone, structure, and delivery carefully. Analyze the rhetoric communication pieces, study how effective messages are created, and practice. Practice the skills through repetition and real world usage. So the next part is I choose the discourse of Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. He uses ethos because he evokes Abraham Lincoln 5 score years ago, and great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand. With this phrase that he evokes, he connects himself with the moral icon to steps of the Lincoln in steps of the Lincoln Memorial. He cites the Declaration on Unalienable Rights, invoking foundational American values and placing himself on the side of justice. Logos. America has defaulted on his promissory note, giving the Negro people a bad checkmark, insufficient funds. This economic metaphor focuses on civil rights as a debt to America hasn't paid to their people. He points out abolishing racial injustice is the rational path for America to realize its full potential. He uses pathos because vivid imagery children not judged by the color of their skin is about empathy and optimism. The phrase "I have a dream" creates a powerful future and uplifts the audience because he constantly repeats it. He personifies injustice and uses biblical imagery such as justice rolled down like waters, evoking emotional reasoning and moral clarity. Rhetorical devices. He uses rhetorical devices like "I have a dream" is repeated several times, reinforcing the investment. Metaphor, promise not, and bad check clarifies the injustice done to the community. Personification, whirlwinds of revolt, lends violence to urge to the moral crisis. And sententia, we cannot walk around, sums up the collective action in the memorable phrases. And for my own speech, I choose the Barack Obama "I'm a more perfect union." He uses ethos because he refers his upbringing and makes his heritage presenting himself as a personal invested in American history. He positions himself as a rational and morally grounded. He has beliefs in the decency and generosity of the American people. He uses logos because he shows logical cause and effect inequality stems from historical segregation and unfulfilled promises. He uses facts and balancing solution to emphasize his competence and thoughtfulness. He uses pathos because he recounts personal stories. By acknowledging discomfort from both black anger and white resentment, he connects the emotional device, urging unity and mutual understanding between these two. Rhetorical devices. Use it. He used allusion begins with we the people, referring the constitution to frame both context and tone. He uses anaphora, repeats we can and we have no choice to build momentum and shared resolve. Rhetorical questions, he forces introspection like did I know him, depending engagement. Metaphor, the past is never dead, it frames history as an active force. Juxtaposition acknowledges both black anger and white fear simultaneously, highlighting polarity and urging reconciliation. So, in my opinion, rhetorical devices are important in public speaking, and why? They're definitely because it's a secret for persuasion, and speakers use devices like anaphora, metaphor, and even antithesis to favor their messages. A study from TED Talks found out that these techniques actually trigger applause. They're not just nice to hear, they make people feel remember what's said, and just like the videos presented, the applauses are hearable and rememberable. How could you use rhetorical devices in your academic workfield? Provide examples. No matter the field, you can start using these tools, but in my creative area, which is design, some team meetings could create some team meetings of creative teams. The leader could speak with an antithesis like today won't be a business as usual, but that's a good thing. Or in speech styles, like he could try a metaphor like this project is our roadmap to our growth to help people visualize the big picture of the project. And that will be it.